Hey, what's up? This video is all about new construction in the Portland metropolitan area. All the pitfalls and all the ways to make it possible for you to have an enjoyable experience when having a home built in the Portland, Vancouver area. Hey, what's up everybody? This is Joseph Nelson and this is my YouTube channel, Moving to and Living in Portland and Vancouver. I've lived in the area for all my life. I share everything you need to know about moving to and living in the Portland, Vancouver area. Lifestyles, living, playing, working, schools, geography, and communities. I cover all these. What I love and what I hate. I will be brutally honest, and I will not candy coat anything that bothers me or needs to be said. Before you get distracted by the amazing content that follows, hit the subscribe button. Also hit the notification bell so you will be notified every time I make a new video, and I do this weekly. There are so many scenarios to consider when moving to the area, and you won't think of all of them, but I believe I will. Going from watching my videos to drilling down on your specific needs requires you to make the initial call, text, or email to start the conversation. You will find all of my contact information below. Press the Show More button below any video. Contact me and I will strip away much of the worry and anxiety of moving to a new city. And lastly, just know that I have your back when moving to the Portland or Vancouver greater area. We are going to find it, see it, and own it without buyer's remorse. Okay, here we go! In this new construction video in the Portland, Vancouver area, I'm going to discuss why new construction may be a good alternative to buying a home that's already built. Our current resale, that's a term for homes that are not new, our current resale levels are extremely low right now at less than 1 month of inventory. And finding your dream home may be next to impossible, or at least extremely frustrating right now with what's on the open market. So new construction may be a smart alternative for you. It's really hard to pinpoint the exact number of listings that exist in the market right now. What's on the RMLS is usually just a partial list of what the larger developments have available. You go in and you look at a model home that's on the market. It just doesn't check all your boxes, or that particular home is not available, but they have 10, 20, 30 more lots available. And so it's really hard to estimate exactly how many new construction homes are on the market right now. There are about 600 in the RMLS, but I'm going to estimate the number to be closer to 2,000 to 3,000. What's in the RMLS listed is just kind of a teaser to get you into the neighborhood. Prices on new construction right now range from $325,000 to $3.5 million. And these are for single-family homes. Most new construction is on the periphery of town. If you take a look at this map, the dark area in the center represents the core area of Portland and Vancouver, where there's just not a lot of land left to expand. The area outside of that is where all the new construction neighborhoods are located. In Washington, there's good inventory of new homes in Ridgefield, Camas, Washougal, LaConner, and in Vancouver. In Oregon, Happy Valley, Washington County, Beaverton, Sherwood, Tigard, Wilsonville, and Sherwood. There's a lot of onesie-twosies scattered about in all parts of town, even in the city core area, but these are generally infill and tear down and in older neighborhoods, and I'm not a huge fan of buying a brand new home in an older neighborhood. It's never a great idea to have the most expensive home in a neighborhood, and you're buying a home in a neighborhood with 20, 30, 40, 50-year-old homes. So let's look at the basics of new construction. People, you may have heard, claim that building a new home is a nightmare. Well, it doesn't have to be. If you keep the three basics at top of mind at all times, how much of a nightmare the process is really up to you, unless we've just made a bad choice of a builder that doesn't keep to any kind of schedule. And we'll make sure that we vet the builder for how well they stay on schedule. The three things are the blueprint, the budget, and the schedule. Let's first talk about the blueprint. This is the plan. Most builders will not deviate structurally from the plan and say, oh, we'd rather have this wall here and that wall there. These are not custom homes. Many of these builders have 35 plans to choose from, but typically the blueprint is the blueprint. And you either need to agree to that blueprint or not. Next item, budget. How important is budget? Do you have a dollar ceiling of $450,000 and you absolutely cannot or will not go over that? Well, then don't ask the builder to make midstream changes or do any change orders. That's not going to keep within the budget. If you have a moderate tolerance to budget, you can make some changes as long as they're timely so that they don't affect the schedule. We don't want you as the buyer slowing the schedule down. Weather and other anomalies do that enough as it is. And if we're sending a message that we want to stay on schedule, then you have to live that. Building a home is exciting. You get to add your personal touches and all your preferred colors, floor coverings, countertops, paint. You get to decide all of that. But keep in mind, there's really no such thing as a dream home unless you're going full custom. You're going to have to compromise along the way. So what you think you want now isn't necessarily what you're going to want 5 years from now. There's no such thing as a dream home that you have built and is going to stay your dream home forever. The third item we need to keep in mind is the schedule. How good is this particular builder at staying on schedule? Is he willing to give you a detailed spreadsheet of when each process will be done and how far in advance do you need to come to him with your changes or finish preferences so that you don't hold up the schedule? This gives everybody knowledge about when things will be done, when the subs will be scheduled. The trades are hurting for good skilled craftsmen, and the builders that schedule their subs out months in advance have a lot better chance of staying on schedule. But again, you're going to have to stay ahead of the schedule with your decision. Is the builder willing to meet on a weekly basis to discuss the budget and the schedule? If you're from out of town, is the builder willing to let me come to the meetings that you can't be to and communicate through me from you as to what your desires are? The bottom line, we want to set the tone that we are not going to negatively impact the schedule, that we are going to stay in front of all information he needs so that he cannot use us as an excuse for being behind schedule. And we also will communicate that we expect him to stay on schedule. So now let's talk about the processes. We'll start with a full custom home build. First, you need to decide on a builder. When you're looking at purchasing a lot, there can be a fair amount of due diligence that goes into this, and my recommendation is to use a builder who is willing to do this due diligence before you purchase the lot. You might want a 5,000 square foot house and the CC&Rs say you can only have a 4,000 square foot house. Or there may be municipal oddities in code that are not going to allow you to build the home that you desire on that lot. Using the builder's knowledge of municipality idiosyncrasies is going to save a lot of money and frustration down the road. But again, this due diligence needs to be done before you purchase the lot. He may also see things about the lot that are problematic or will be expensive to overcome. Okay, now we've decided we're going to purchase the lot. We have the builder and we're going to purchase a lot. Next thing we're going to do is meet with the builder and his architect and start talking about the design of the home. Again, we need to be discussing budget and schedule the whole way through. True custom builders are expensive. They tend to be $250 to $300 a square foot. So if you're building, to make the math easy, a 3,500 square foot home, you're looking at $1 million or so in construction costs just for the home. This does not include the land. The one builder that I tend to refer a fair amount on custom new construction does not really touch anything under $1 million build. So there really needs to be a big benefit to going full custom. You need to not be particularly budget sensitive, and the schedule is probably going to be longer than most any other process for building a home. then why would you want to go full custom? Because you want an amazing view property that's on the outskirts of town, and you want a really amazing contemporary home that is truly one of a kind. But again, the budget will be high. The next process I want to talk about are Homeland Packages. I have builders that will build most anywhere in the area and do it very cost effectively. They will handle everything from site preparation to the home being move-in ready. They have lots of plans, say 30 to 50 designs available, that can be considered semi-custom with one of these Homeland Packages. These builders offer 100% financing because their partner lenders understand that when the home is finished, you're going to walk away with an approximate 20% equity in that home as soon as it's finished. These builders generally require you use one of their partner lenders because these lenders understand exactly what is going to happen and what kind of equity is going to exist when this home is finished. One of these partner lenders is Umpqua Bank, and this is just an awesome lender. It's not like these are shady or sketchy lenders. These are good lenders, and they have a list with about a dozen lenders for you to consider. So the land, the site development, and the home construction are all wrapped into one loan. And again, these can be zero down. They offer plans from 500 square foot cottages to 4,000 square foot, 5-bedroom, 4-bath homes. And again, these are an awesome value. If you want bang for your buck and nice finishes, albeit not luxury finishes, but quartz countertops and nice floor coverings, but not super high-end finishes, this is a great alternative to full custom. You are not limited to a neighborhood or a region. We can build just about anywhere you find a lot. A subdivision in the country, or even a tear-down home that has an awesome lot. And this doesn't take any longer than going into contract to have a home built in a subdivision by a subdivision builder. 6 to 9 months from the time you go into contract until you can move into your home. So we find you a lot, and then we go talk to the builder about a package, and we don't purchase the lot until we're able to wrap it all together. So this can be a great process, and one that should not be avoided. You know, as far as true luxury homes, I have one builder in particular who builds luxury homes, but he is expensive, and this process will be slower than just about any other process of building a new home. Aside from this one builder, I don't really have anybody that I can recommend. These small builders tend to have a deep workload and a small service area. And this is going to require you to build a home in the area that they work in if you're going to use that builder. So unless you are looking at a full custom luxury home, I would go with a land home package or buying a subdivision. There are subdivisions in just about every price point. Builders tend to build homes in a subdivision that are in fairly tight ranges of cost. You don't see $1 million home right next to a $350,000 home. So there are subdivisions in the $350,000 to $500,000 range. There are subdivisions in the $500,000 to $600,000 range, and there are subdivisions that are $700,000 to $1.3 million. With these subdivision builders, you're going to want to commit to the lot you want and the design you want, as the lots do sell fairly fast. They typically want a 5% down payment on the whole package, and any change orders, they're going to require about a 20% deposit on those in addition to your original 5% down. And the balance will be due upon completion. So to make the math easy, on a $500,000 build, you're going to need $25,000 for a down payment. And if you need to, you could get this from your existing home with a HELOC. Depending on the stage of construction, if it's already started, it could be anywhere from foundations poured, or they haven't started it at all, or it could be nearly finished, and depending on where you enter into that process, you're going to be able to choose a lot of the finishes. You know, since I'm big into video production as I'm doing here. I'm all set up to do video tours and meetings should you not be able to come into town for a particular meeting. There are typically 4 meetings that we really need to be at in order for you to not be disappointed with what happens. So you would need to fly into town probably 4 times in addition to the time that you sign your initial contract to help make decisions about what the home is going to look like when it's done. I will help be your advocate for staying on schedule and on budget. I will help with the timing of selling your existing home. In this market, it doesn't make any sense to put your home on the market before your new home is finished. And if I may suggest, apply for a HELOC well in advance of when you think you might need it, even if you don't know that you're going to need it. Because once you put your home on the market, you can no longer get a HELOC, and HELOCs can be a great low-interest way to spread some costs out between the time they start construction and you're ready to move in. So let's talk finance in general. We expect the interest rates to remain fairly stable for the next 18 to 24 months. But will they be 2.5% or lower? I don't know. I don't think they have anywhere to go but up. I don't see them coming down any further. But we do not expect them to go up much, if at all. So there's not a huge risk in any of these processes ending up having your payments substantially higher than what you figured when you went into contract. But most of the subdivisions and the land home packages agree to a certain percentage rate from the beginning. And so there should be no risk here. Most builders offer financing terms in-house, and those can be hard to beat, but it doesn't hurt to check with a mortgage broker and get some competing figures. Okay, let's talk about representation for a moment. I will be your advocate during the build process. I will attend all meetings. If you forget something that was said, chances are I will remember. Builders typically use their own paperwork and not the state real estate forms. I am not an expert on their paperwork as I am on the state forms. I attend classes every year to stay on top of changes to the state forms, but I only have limited knowledge of the builder's forms. My point is, I am not an attorney, but contracts tend to have everything spelled out pretty clearly, and nothing in real estate, whether it is with these forms or a builder's forms, exists if it is not in writing. Most terms are clearly stated and you must read them. The builder's brokers are not typically realtors. They are commissioned brokers and employees of the builder. And since they are not realtors, they lack the fiduciary responsibility that realtors have to their clients. This doesn't mean that they're dishonest, but they do work for the builder, and they are commissioned employees. Now, I am a commissioned independent contractor, but as a realtor, I have a fiduciary duty to you as my client. So although the paperwork will be between you and the builder, I will look for red flags and potentially bring up things that you don't think about. But remember, I'm not an attorney. And ultimately, if you think you need clarification, you need to consult an attorney. So I hope this gives you a fairly good understanding of the various processes that are available for new home construction. Hey, I hope you found value in this video. I love input. And if there is a subject or community that you would like to see featured, make a comment in the comment section. And while you're there, give me a thumbs up or down. I love knowing that I'm making content that is of interest to my subscribers. And remember, I will always share the pros and cons. I get a ton of calls, texts, emails from people looking to relocate or move to the area. And that's what it takes for me to personalize your experience towards your lifestyle, as everyone has their unique story, needs, desires, and season in life. All of my contact information is in the Show More section below each video. And until the next video, I'll catch you later.